After travelling around the world for the last 3 years, living in places from Poland to Canada, America, Australia, New Zealand, Colombia, etc., I have been many places over the last 3 years and spent roughly 10 to 12 weeks in a place before getting itchy and moving on. How have I now decided that Australia is the place to live? Pretty simple. Take an analytical approach. Stop putting things down to gut feelings. Simply put, we have a list of every place we've ever visited and we rank it out of the things most important to us. The list adds up to 100 and each category has a rating of somewhere between 3 and 7, and it's just what's the most important things for us. So off the top of my head, I know England gets a 62, Bali gets a 63, I think Colombia got like a 50, and where I'm living now, which is Melbourne, was an 82, I believe. So what things do we rate when we visit a place? And I'll be entirely honest, as a digital nomad / entrepreneur that is remote, my criteria is going to be very different than most people's because I don't holiday very well. I turn up and live my life. Like every day is a holiday, right? I have no weekends, I have no weekdays. I just live and do my thing. So for me and my partner personally, we rank some of the highest, most important things for us. Coffee, gym, so that's quality, price, access, quality, walkability, language, time zone, that's a big one, affordability, what other things do we have? Weather, there's a load of things, crime, safety, food hygiene, food quality, etc. And we have a weighting for all of these things and we list it. And like, for example, Bali in England scores so similarly for me for very different reasons. England has the best supermarkets in the world. Get mad, but it's true. We've got the greatest variety of products for the lowest average costs. Like, it's just the case. And the highest quality, taken into account for value. Australia, as an example, has much better fresh produce, but it's more expensive. It's similar to the prices of America. And it all just depends on what's important for you. Like the types and quality of the people we meet is very important to us. And like in England, for example, we don't often meet other entrepreneurs in our hometown. And yeah, we could move into London, but we still have a lot of the other issues that we're not big fans of. That being said, England has fantastic food safety, healthcare, education, etc. Like, and safety. Like all of these things together really make an impact on your day-to-day living. Whereas Bali is much better for meeting people. The weather is better, albeit not perfect and bad in its own way. Like it feels like 40 degrees every day, which for me is just too hot. But then England is too wet and cold. Like that's neither of those are the happy medium. Melbourne, as an example, is very British weather, but plus 5-10 degrees. And it's a little bit sunnier. Like, I love that. I like having the weather changes. Obviously, having English as a first language is really helpful, but by no means a deal breaker. Culture is an interesting one, like what's acceptable in a place, and all those sorts of things. So basically, for me, I've gone through and ranked all of these places, and this is where we've turned up. And I just don't think, a friend of mine said, find that 80%. Find the 80% and then go there and build the rest. So that's why we picked Melbourne. It's got the 80%. The things that's missing, the majority of which we can help build. Like it's a city like any other, which means it's got a lot going on. And we don't immediately meet loads of entrepreneurs, but it's easy to create events to do that. And to be honest, if you can't live in a city and live your best life, the problem's probably you. At least that's my theory, and that's what I'm testing out right now. But it's not all rainbows and sunshine, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my family are the other side of the planet, 13 to 15,000 miles away in that region, and the time zone is tough. Like, it's very often that the few hours of overlap that we have each day I'm spending talking with clients. And so it's difficult to stay in contact, and I can't just pop home if something goes wrong, and it's £1,000 round trip, not to mention a week of jet lag, maybe a bit more than that, 2 weeks. But pros and cons. And so you just have to figure out, is it worth it for you? And the easiest way to do that is to try. Just turn up, live your life. That being said, there's a load of pain in the bum that comes from moving around. Like having to sign up for your gym memberships, figure out where you're going to eat, where your communities are. All of a sudden you turn up to a place you've got no friends. And so you have to actively do lots of things that otherwise are just baked into your life. It doesn't just happen. So there you go. If you were thinking of living somewhere else around the world, this is the approach that I have taken, how I've chosen Australia as the place. And this question specifically was for the second half of Abdul's email, who was an potential employee of mine, kind of semi-started, who reached out and asked for my advice. So this is it. If it's helpful to you, awesome. If you have different views and you want to do it any other way, like, crack on. You do you. As long as you don't bother anyone else, I am cool with whatever decisions you make and you live by. Alright guys, have a great one.